two.
And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the 2026 GSL Season 2 Playoffs, the second series of the broadcast. Welcome back to the second semi-finals. The first semi just wrapped up, went all the way to the ace match, an intense back and forth hyper-aggression out of both players, but Hero, he does prevail over Rogue. Zerg is out, so GSL and Protoss is in. Hero, he does advance on to the grand finals, looking to reclaim his throne and win 2 GSLs in a row. Meanwhile, he will have a Terran opponent in those finals, but which Terran player yet to be determined. Maru and Cure are going to face off. They're going to face off, and again, this is going to be a rematch. Now, for those that are unaware, Maru, he is, one of the best Terran players in the world. That is true. He's one of the best. He's top 2 alongside Clem, and he is the best in Korea. But when it comes to TvT specifically, Cure and Maru have a history. If you remember, Cure did defeat Maru in EWC last year, in the Esports World Cup. In that TvT, Cure, he did surpass Maru. Cure had the better TvT at the time. He was favored. And fun fact, they recently had a rematch. Cure and Maru, they faced off again this year, not too long ago, where Cure once again defeated Maru. So Cure, he has a recent winning record over Maru, has had that recent record, to the point where I would even lean towards Cure here. I would say that Maru has better TVP and better TVZ than Cure, but specifically in this matchup, this is where Cure pops off. This is where Cure, he is at his best, and this is where I'm more concerned for Maru. We'll see though, bearing in mind that of course Maru does have Ryung to coach him. Ryung has the best TVT in the world, so Ryung, he's teammates and good friends with Maru, and he's there with him. He's there to coach him. I mean, I say he's there to coach him. Right now he's casting, Ryung is, so he won't be able to coach Maru. But he has that added advantage, and that will help, of course, but is that going to be enough? Now, very quickly, when it comes to that recent series that Cure had, it was in last GSL, in GSL Season 1. GSL Season 1, Cure, he beat Maru 2-1. In EWC last year, Cure beat Maru 3-1. Like, those are the two most recent series, is Cure 2-0 over Maru, winning that best of 5 and the best of 3 as well. So I would say that Cure, he does have the edge. He is favored coming into this, but we'll see if Maru can finally get his revenge and actually take a series off of Cure for the first time in quite some time. We'll see if he can. We'll see if he can. Would it be the first time in over a year? As our players are getting ready, and we will soon have our pre-game interview, I think. We had a pre-game interview earlier for the previous series, so I imagine we'll have one for this one as well. You can see them in the background actually there. Yeah, it looks like they're coming forward. They're getting onto the casting couch. They're getting ready. Este Cure. Este Maru. Meanwhile, shout out to Maddox. Maddox, of course, is going to be providing translations for said pre-game interview, where we're soon to jump in. Oh boy. And I'm sure that they're going to ask regarding the recent record that Cure has had over Maru. I'm sure that's going to be some of the questions that are going to be posed here. We'll see. We shall see. As again, at least they both know that they have to fixate purely on TvT and TvP. They don't have to worry about the TvZ matchup, as Rogue is no longer going to be a factor here. True. Is not going to be a factor. Otherwise, hope you've all been enjoying yourselves. True. You've been enjoying yourselves when it comes to the event itself. And likewise, as a way for the players to get ready here. If you want to support Soup and then support GSL, you can do so via the Patreon, patreon.com/GSL. A good way to support and to potentially even have a third season of GSL. We don't have a third season confirmed yet. It'd be a shame if we only had 2 seasons this year of GSL. Would be a shame. Hopefully we get one more, as it looks like we have the interview. Let's go.
Alright, this is Maru and Cure. The first Maru, hi. Oh, round of applause, please. I always see you, Maru. Every time I see you, you always have that appeal, that lazy-ish attract. You lazy-ish charm. Well, this is last season, of course, is gone, but still, I think you still have some remorse on the last season. Well, actually, coming to offline semifinals and finals is actually was my initial goal, so I don't really feel that bad. Well, you know, Maru, you're the living legend. I mean, actually, you have to get to the finals like 2 weeks in 2 weeks in a row, like once in 2 weeks. But you haven't been in a GSL finals in 2 years, so that's gonna be sting a little. Well, actually, I don't know about that. Like, I don't feel anything that much. Well, Young, you have a question? Yeah, actually, I do. I mean, Cure has a lot of builds, and there's a lot of like strategies in his sleeve, so doesn't that bother you much? So, well, yeah, so think he has a lot of builds in TvT, so I've considered about playing Protoss, but if that happens, I might end up being a Gumiho, so yeah, so I'd rather not. Alright, Cure.
준결승에 올라와 있는 선수들 가운데서 시드를 받지 못한 거죠. 12강을 거쳐서 또 8강
So you're the only one among in the semifinals that you have to go through the round of 12. So you had to go through a lot of TvT. So are you confident? I mean, yeah, I'm always confident, but well, I'm always confident, but actually Maru did a lot of, you know, a lot of unorthodox builds, so yeah, I think I have to be aware about that. Well, you have a lot of struggle against Maru in the offline BO5s, so what's the reason behind that? Well, I think TvT is about late game, mid game to late game macro, but I haven't practiced a lot of that. And that being said, I have been really preparing for that, and I think Maru is not on the edge of the form of the late game at all. So yeah, I'm trying to overcome that. So let's get to the prediction now. It's like it's 71 versus 29. So what do you think about that, Cure? I mean, I think it's inevitable. It's against Maru. You'll get behind, honestly. Like, you're the underdog against Maru always. But you know, I mean, against Maru, like, you have to be underdog. So like, I think who prepared the most will overcome. So, well, we'll see about that. So Maru, any thoughts? Well, I mean, I'm the overdog, but last time I was the overdog, but I lost. So yeah, so number is a number. So good luck, everyone. Thank you.
And shout out to Max. So the translations here, again, Maru even saying himself that, you know, he was favored last time, but Cure still won. Even here, we have the fan votes, and again, Maru is the fan favorite. That is true, but numbers don't quite lie. Again, Cure, he is on a win streak against Maru, and we'll see that streak continues, by the way. We'll see if Maru will be able to surpass and break that loss streak versus Cure. Let's go. Regardless of who wins, I want to see back and forth. Maybe even another ace match. Maybe even another ace match as well. True, true. This is a 2023 GSL Season 1 rematch here, which did go in favor of Maru. We have some fun facts. We have Maru, I guess, attempting to reach the GSL Finals 13 times. What was I think that's meant to be like 13 times in the playoffs, maybe. Meanwhile, we do see Cure 5 times in the playoffs. Because again, Maru's won a lot of GSLs, like especially in recent years. So interesting stats. But here we go. And they are the fallen semifinalists of last season. True, you're not wrong. Like that is a funner stat. Is that both Cure and Maru failed to make it to the finals last season. True. One of them will. And here's the quote. It was a TvT, so I was thinking of playing as Protoss, but I'm going to stick to Terran. Do you think that Maru... I mean, I know they're teasing it, but I wonder if Maru is taking into consideration the Clem maneuver, which is to abandon TvT and play Protoss instead. I'm sure the temptation is there, I'm sure. But here we go. We have confirmation he is sticking to Terran, of course. Sticking to Terran. We have our recent results, of course. Champion 8 times in GSL, runner-up 4 times. 8-time GSL champion. Crazy. Round of 8 stats. Taking down both Zhao and Shin, but to go to the ace match both times. Meanwhile, Cure, we have his quote here. Hey, Maru, I'm going to leave really late, so take the night off. Exactly. Cure is looking to make it all the way to the finals, so just take the night off, papi. Get out of here. Let me in. As he is a previous GSL champion, just the one-time champion, and runner-up 3 times as well. We have, of course, our recent records as Cure had to make his way through the round of 8. Round of 12. Taking down SOS, Shin, classic hero, or did fall to hero, but did take down Clem to, of course, make it this far. Had to take down his teammate, the foreigner in Clem. But here we go. We have our vetoes done. We have Maru, he vetoes Taito and 10,000 feet. Meanwhile, Cure vetoes Celestial Enclave and Mothership. Oh, interesting. So we've gone rid of some of the more extreme maps out there, but I say that we have left some of the more aggressive maps. Tourmaline and Ruby Rock are the first 2 maps. A hyper aggression is favored there, so we expect shorter games on that. And then into White Rabbit, Old Republic, and Winter Madness. The later half of the series, we could embrace some longer macro games, but the first half is going to be all about that aggression. And let's go. We're jumping into game 1 of our fresh semi-finals. And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Tourmaline, we have the South Korean Terran player. We have the blue Terran representing onside. It is Maru. Give it up. And spawning in the left-hand corner, we have the South Korean Terran player. We have the red Terran for Team Liquid. It is Cure. Let's go. Let us go. As we have the rematch here again, Cure, he already took down Maru in GSL Season 1. He took him down at EWC as well. We'll see if Maru can get his revenge as we load into Tourmaline. Tourmaline is a smaller map of the map pool. Smaller map, shorter rush distance by ground. Hyper aggression is favored here on Tourmaline, and we'll see how aggressive our players are going to be. Again, we do expect to see some shorter games in this series. Proxies abound throughout the course of the series as well. I do expect to see some longer games later on, say on Winter Madness, for example. Maybe even White Rabbits and Old Republic. Maybe on that one, but we'll see. We shall see. Yo, Chicago loves Maru. Let's go. Yo, we got some of the fresh on-side cheerfuls as well, outside of the standard ones. Yo, we got some German representation in the crowd as well. To see the German flag. Let's go. And we have our recent head-to-head record as well. We have Maru with the 23/15 of Cure in offline events, and Maru with the 36/18 from Cure in online events. But again, I will say that recent record matters more than historical record. That's why I was bringing up the recent matches that we've had, but we'll see. For now, single gas open out of both players. Okay, and both players going for CC on the high ground as well. So both players being much more economic, but having a bit of a safe flair to that. So safe economic openers here by both Maru and Cure. Mirrored builds so far. Mirrored builds. We expect to see aggression in the mid game. Bear that in mind. That's kind of when things typically pop off in TvT. Outside of proxies, of course. True. True. Calling Maru lazy. Maru does have a lazy demeanor. 100%. Like, he's always like, you know, slashed over, laissez-faire, you know, he's got his hoodie and stuff. He's that is Maru's demeanor, 100% for sure. He also talks about how, like, you know, he doesn't play in as many tournaments or does like his vacations. I always remember the interview that we had with Björn, that we had specifically, where we were asking about, I'm pretty sure we were asking about potentially getting Maru to play StarCraft Evolution, and Björn was like, no, Maru, he likes his vacations. Like, he likes his time off, he likes his vacations. So yeah, fair enough, Björn, fair enough. So now we're getting into our own 1-1-1 setups. Again, so far still mirroring each other. No major deviations. We see that Kure is the first to move out. He might just move out to the halfway mark to hide in the tall grass. And he goes past. He does move past. This is a risky maneuver here out of Kure. We'll see if he can get a volley off. As he does get a shot off on the Reaper. Nicely done. Then he backs off. You can see he just pokes in, pulls the hell away, because if he waits too long, then he'll be overwhelmed by the defender's advantage of Maru. By defender's advantage, earlier reinforcements as the production is closer to the fight. So Kure pokes in and has to get out. He also was able to get eyes on the CC timing and the army of choice, so he's aware that it was a mirrored build. You see Maru, he's hiding in the tall grass, so this does mean that without a scan ahead of time or any high ground vision or anything in the air, it means that Maru will shoot first if they engage in the center. So he's hiding in the tall grass. You see Maru making an extra wave of Hellions behind this, so does Kure. See Maru trying to fit inside the tall grass. Likewise, we have a Raven follow-up into into Interference Matrix. Our first big deviation here is that Maru did make an extra pair of Hellions. Meanwhile, Kure is going for the Cyclone. Cyclone is a lot more robust defensively. So Kure, he will have the Cyclone advantage eventually. And Maru's moving in. Here come the auto turrets. They both get thrown down. Extra turret here for Kure, and Kure defends. Kure defends, he holds. Kure did have to use an extra auto turret, that is true. Maru killed a Hellion, Kure killed a Reaper. Better trade for Maru, as Maru still has an extra auto turret available, or has extra energy. So it was a small trade, but again, slightly in favor of Maru. Third CC out of Kure, building up into the mid game. As I mentioned, it's usually the mid game where things are more aggressive and more explosive. And there it is, third CC out of Maru. So both players are expanding. The question becomes, who tries to stop the other's expansion? Usually, we have these big, powerful moments when a player tries to claim their third, and where the other attempts to delay and deny that. Otherwise, you should be fine on two bases. Just chilling, big chilling. Behind this, Maru looking for a way in. Does look for a way in. Mass auto starts here to hold the line. Oof. And with that, Kure, he will be able to hold on. He does not get onto the tank though. Okay, the tank is pushing through. The tank does allow Maru to actually wedge himself forward. And this can end here and now. This can end here and now. Here's the tank does siege. Auto turrets are out of energy. The Ravens, I should say. And Kure is being broken. Kure is being broken early on here. Again, he's losing far too much. The tank has arrived. It's still a very tough hold for Kure. He just did not have enough energy. Yeah, massive tank shots going off. Kure cannot get on top of the tank. He's trying. Oh my god. He barely breaks out. He barely gets on top of the tank. No, not even. Yeah, he does not break on through. With that, Maru, he does. Maru, he breaks through the main army, pushing in within range of the CC. Heavy losses there for Kure. Again, all those earlier auto turrets did add up. He needed that energy. And likewise, sure, he had more Cyclones, but lower tank counts. And with that one final push here, Vikings, they land. They trade well against the SCVs. Tanks will be cleaned up, but again, heavy losses for Kure, losing 9 SCVs. Ay, ay, ay. And Kure needs to counterattack. Kure, he needs to be sure that he can claim his third, and he needs to delay the third base of Maru. Both players looking to expand. Kure now floating over his own third base. Now, Kure does have a tank advantage. That is true. He has a slight tank lead. Both players, they lost all their Ravens. True. Oh, and Maru gets his third. Yeah, Maru gets his third base. Now, because Maru gets his third, this means that Maru, he has the greater economy, and he maintains the greater economy as well. So Maru is getting further ahead. Right now, deceptively, the supplies are close, but as the game progresses, it's going to get further in favor of Maru. Maru's just getting further ahead. There's going to be a greater army supply disparity, so the soup is lying to you. Right now, Kure is going for a Doom Drop. This is a desperation move, but he has to be... he is desperate, right? He's desperate for damage. He needs to find something across the map. As he is moving out. Does go for the boost. Yeah, it does boost in. Does siege within the mineral line, and there is still one tank within range. Liberator as well. Yeah, Marine's going to be going down, and this is not good enough. Yeah, Curie's being cornered. He's being cornered. Liberators, they just keep waddling in. They siege up. They leave her forward, and with that, sure, Curie kills 10 SCVs, but he will lose all 3 tanks. Every tank goes down, so heavy losses there for Cure. And he still needs more damage. He's still behind economically. Like, that was not good enough. That was not good enough. If there were no Liberators, that would have been a much cleaner kind of aggressive move out of Cure, but Liberators did just shut him down. Yeah, they shut him down. Alright, boosting to the main. Does go for the boost. Cure trying to come in from behind. Once again, Curie's just extra damage. He should not break through. Tanks are in position. Maru has that defensive line. If there were Ravens, then maybe, but again, Curie has no Ravens, and Maru has air control. Once again deflected. Now, with all this aggression, Cure, he has been slowly catching up in workers. He's been catching up, he's been recovering economically. But the pressure is still very much so on Cure. As Maru has the faster force CC. He also has air control with the Vikings and Liberators. Yeah, Curie tries to catch out Maru, unable to. Siege does catch a couple of Marines here, not bad. Yeah, some okay trades out of Cure. Meanwhile, Liberator's moving in towards the natural, and Cure, does he have anything to defend? No Vikings or the Marines. Okay, he's nearby. He is nearby. Stims in. Nice defense. Nice defense as Maru does claim the center expansion. Once again, it's on Cure to attempt to delay. He wasn't able to touch the 3rd base, and I can't quite touch the 4th either. Going for a Doom Drop though, Jesus. There's one tank in there. There's one tank and nothing else but Marines. There is an opening into the main. Oh no! Cure, he gets caught! Oh my, almost. Whew. He does pull away just in time. Here's that Doom Drop, but there are 2 turrets in position, and there are reinforcements as well. And Maru, he's reading this well. His army's in the main base, where we're dropping. Does boost into the main. Oh, into liberation zones. Yeah, boys are being pulled. Heavy losses for Cure. Does kill a tank. He will kill the SCVs at least, but he will lose a lot of army. Okay, Dustin further back. Wants that Liberator. Will not get it. Yeah, again, bleeding out a lot of units here. Does get 13 SCVs. Cure now establishing his own 4th base. Oof. Cure still being active. Cure, he was able to pick off a tank, and again, was able to find some economic damage. It's still going to keep going. Again, because Cure has been behind, like, that's why he's pressured, and he has been going for non-stop Doom Drops, and they've been finding at least some economic damage. But it's the main army that I'm concerned by. The tank count from Maru is getting out of hand. I say that, he was trading tanks as well. Cure sets up in the center. We see Maru going for a massive backstab. Maru's now being active. Cure getting ready for his own drop. Yeah, Liberator will force back the tanks. Cure commits into the natural. Into tank range though. Yeah, into tank range. Maru with a massive counterattack. Cure is completely out of position. He thought he had map control. He thought he had it. Oof. And Cure can defend. SCVs are exposed. Marines, they race back. Okay. Curie's holding. He is holding on. Tank is sieged up in the main base. Oh, the tank is exposed. And not enough Marines. Not enough Marines in the main. And Maru, he does overwhelm. Cleans up the tanks back at home. And we're getting messy. We're getting very messy. So one thing that I will say is that surprisingly, Cure, he did retain a lot of his workers at this third base. So he was denied the third, but he did save a lot of SCVs. So a lot of workers went down for Maru. So Cure does have a slight worker edge. But the main army, that is where Cure is struggling. He has been throwing away a lot of medevacs and a lot of tanks. These have been expensive losses for Cure. Yeah, you can see him plummeted down in army supply. And I worry just because here on Tourmaline, the counterattacks, they don't take long to move out across the map at all. They don't take long. Curious floating over his own natural. Sorry, he floats his main as well. He's floating everything. He's floating it all. That's how desperate Cure is. Floating to expand. More turrets. Maru ready for more doom drops. Oh, nice catch though. Curie does find 2 tanks. Very nice. Takes down 2 tanks. Does threaten the mineral end as well. Very nice double drop. Very the first like efficient drop here where Curie doesn't really lose much of his army. So very, very nice. 2 tanks and 5 SCVs, assuming he gets away. Oh no! I spoke too soon. He has to get out of here. At the same time, you can see Cure double expanding. Or re-expanding. Oh, bold move by Cure. He does move in. Mass disables though. Oh, the Ravens attack the army here of Maru just superior. Disables every single tank. And with that, Maru just snowballing out of control. Again, Maru, he just has that greater army with 5 Ravens. And a head-on fight. Cure cannot touch this. Cannot touch the main army. Again, Cure's just been playing from behind from the beginning. And he's had some okay trades, but the quality of the army just has not improved for Cure. Did not improve. As Maru moves out. Sieging up his tanks. Oh, massive, just shelling away at the tanks here. Yeah, 2 tanks going down, massive tank volleys, and with that, Maru, he will claim a lead in the series. He will take game number 1. GG. Whew, GG, well played. Again, just a very rough start for Cure. Winding it all the way back here, Cure fell behind when we were on 2 bases. When we were on 2 bases, Cure had a very, very rough fight, a very rough start. As a result, he was behind when it came to the 3rd base timing, the 3rd base economy, into the 4th base economy as well, into the quality of the army. We saw that Cure, because he was behind, he was desperate for damage. He was going for massive doom drops, quadruple drops into the main, into the natural, into the 3rd base, time and time again. And they were doing some damage, but these were still losses that Cure couldn't quite afford, to the point where he was even floating and landing his main base to try to keep up with Maru. Wasn't quite able to though. Wasn't quite able to. GG, well played. With that, Maru, he was able to perfect his army, getting into Liberators earlier on, getting into Ravens earlier on as well. And with that, Maru does claim the first game. And now we're loading into Ruby Rock. But again, Tourmaline is one of the most aggressive maps in the map pool, and in that aggression, Maru does excel. That's where he does surpass Cure. On these larger maps, we'll see if Cure can stabilize and actually get a handle on the game himself. As I say that, up next, Ruby Rock. We mentioned it at the start of this series. The first 2 games here, Tourmaline and Ruby Rock, they both favor aggression. And that is how Maru got ahead early on. We'll see if he can do it again. We shall see us spawning in the top left-hand corner of Ruby Rock. We have the blue Terran player. We have the South Korean Terran for onside. It is Maru. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner, we have the South Korean Terran player. We have the red Terran for Team Liquid. It is Cure. Let's go. Well, let us go. As we are getting into our second game of our fresh series here. Second game of the series. Again, Maru, he was able to be aggressive early on, gain momentum, and just gain a lead and just take that all the way to the end, of course. Just run with it in game 1 on Tourmaline. Here in game 2, hello, SCVs are moving out. And what are we planning? We have 1 Rax back at home and 1 Rax across the map. Maru opening up with 2 Rax, but only 1 proxied. Now, I believe this should be for hyper aggression, as we got the Terran logo here in the crowd. But if I'm not mistaken, this can be one of 2 things. Either 2 Rax Reaper with like a half proxy essentially, with only 1 Rax across the map, or this could be Marines back at home and proxy Marauder with a tech lab. For now, I'm leaning towards Reapers, but we'll keep an eye on Maru. We'll see if he makes a Reaper or a Marine with the first Rax. Reaper, okay. So 2 Rax Reaper. 2 Rax Reaper out of Maru. This is a more like macro variation, as it's not overly committed. Meanwhile, double gas opener, Cure should be fine. It's a double gas opener into a faster factory, into a faster Hellion. Cure, he should be fine. Cure should not lose much at all here. If he does start losing workers, though, that's when he falls behind, as he's going for a very safe opener. What's supposed to be very safe. Whoa, hold on. What's supposed to be very safe. Meanwhile, eyes are on Maru here, as the Reapers are moving in, and I'm curious what is done with the SCV, whether we go back home or whether we commit into a proxy factory. I feel like if we were gonna double down into an all-in, then it just would have been a proxy 2 Rax, I feel. No, he's going for it. He's going for the 1 base all-in proxy factory. Yeah, it's all or nothing with Maru. But again, Cure, he went for the safe opener. Like, he already has the factory done. Hellion is on the way. Maru's on a timer. He's on a timer here. The longer this goes on, the better it's going to be for Cure. As there it is. That's why that patrolling SCV was looking very suspicious. And it is a 1 base all-in. Ooh, Cure expands. That is going to hurt him a little bit more. I mean, Cure just doesn't know. He doesn't know, Pap. He doesn't know. Now, as Cure builds up his Hellions, he should be okay, but this all comes down to the reaction. If Maru reveals himself and then Cure has a late reaction, then he will lose units early on, and then he can just snowball out of control. Otherwise, Cure can pull back to his mineral land, he can pull the boys, he has workers to spare. Can spare some SCVs. Uh-oh. Cure, he's moving out. In a base trade, I do favor... I mean, it's going to get messy. It's going to get very, very messy here. As we're base trading, here we go. Maru reveals himself, and Cure has to commit. He has to commit into the main base. Now, what we should be seeing here is a cancellation on the CC, and we should be seeing both players evacuate. Remember, Reapers and Hellions do not shoot up, so we can lift and evacuate as boys are being pulled, and every SCV should go down for both players. Every worker. Marines are trying to hold their own. Vikings on the way. Yeah, as again, all the Marines do fall at the same time. Cure should also be in the main base of Maru, but he's not losing many SCVs. What's going on in the main? Did he get surrounded? What? No, the Observer didn't see it. Yeah, no, Cure, he got surrounded. That should never have happened. Oh my god. Massive miscontrol by Cure. So it happened off screen, but Cure got into the main base of Maru, and Cure got surrounded by the SCVs. He got surrounded by the SCVs, and he lost every Reaper. That should not have happened. Ay, ay, ay. This should have been Cure's game. He should be killing workers right now. On the flip side, Cure gets his natural though. So this should have been a stronger game from Cure for sure, to the point where he might even just have already won by now. On the flip side, Cure defends, he's building up his tanks, and he's still getting a CC, which is crazy, by the way. Again, this is still quite greedy from Cure, as he could have just cancelled and gotten a refund, but no, he will try to expand and maintain the low grounds, which will be very difficult, by the way. On top of that, Maru has the greater economy currently with his main base. That's going to be a kill in the ranks. Massive big off. Oh, no, never mind. As Maru does pull away. But Maru's all in. Like, Maru, he expands? His CC is so late. What is happening this game? On the one hand, Cure miscontrols across the map. On the other hand, Maru, he tries to expand? I mean, he will kill more CVs, and Maru is ahead worker-wise. That is true. He's killing a lot, actually. 4, 5, 6 SCV kills. Ay, ay, ay. Not quite 7. But very nice damage. Cure's economy is in shambles. It's in shambles, Pappy. Down to 17 SCVs. Down to barely any workers. But he can make 2 workers at a time, and he has an extra mule. That's the issue here, is that he has double SCV production plus mules. Can Maru surpass that with his 1 base economy? Maybe, due to just due to purely worker, just to the fact that he has more workers online. It's a very awkward game state. Very, very awkward. Ooh, double starport. Okay. Double starport at Maru. This can lead into a 2-base all-in with Mass Viking. Curie finds a proxy. And Maru, he's massing up a bunch of Vikings going into Liberators. Now, because of the double starport out of Maru, the goal here is to gain air control and then gain ground control with the Liberator, right? With all the Vikings, he will be able to protect the Liberator. As Maru's making 3 Vikings at a time, this is for a 2-base all-in. 2-base all-in here by Maru as his transition. Currently, though, Cure does have the greater Viking count. He's got double the Viking count of 8. 8 Vikings against 4 currently. Is that a 3rd starport? No, we're getting up to triple starport production. What the hell is going on? Okay. This I haven't seen before. I think Maru's just assuming he's gonna lose 1. I think he's just made that assumption. But okay. As Maru scans, looking for a way in. Tanks are within range of the starports. Ooh. Will force a lift. Cure, he has to respond. And Maru, does he keep those Vikings on the ground? If he lifts, he'll lose all the Vikings. Oh, no, he's trapped. He can't lift his Vikings, Pappy. The Liberator will zone away there. Yeah, Liberator does force the Vikings over, which means now we can lift. Yep. Does lift up. He'll still bleed out more Vikings, though. Yeah, bit of a trade, bit of a back and forth. Maru's still up in workers, still up in economy, actually on 2 bases. True. Due to that higher worker count to begin with. Has a greater economy. Maru, he lands, has 4 tanks on the ground. And Maru, he's breaking through. He's breaking on through here. Massive tank shots going off. Maru now gaining a Viking lead. And again, in this early game aggression, Maru, he's coming out on top. We see 2 more starports on the way for Cure, but it's too late. It's too late. He can't afford it. He can't afford it. And again, this game would have been so much different if Cure was paying attention in the early game to the Reapers. It all began with Cure getting surrounded. That should never have happened. That's why Maru had the greater worker count to begin with, because he surrounded the Reapers with workers of all things, with SCVs. And Maru's going for the kill. He's going for the kill. He's going for the throats. With that, Maru, he will catch out the rest of the tanks within range of the CC, and Cure's being overwhelmed. Cure cannot deal with this. He cannot break out. Cure can't do it, Pappy. He can't do it. As tank boys are going to be going off. Boys being pulled. The final desperation move here by Cure. The Vikings land. All the SCVs go down. And with that, Maru, he will still come out on top here. He will not be broken. Cleans up every single tank, every single Viking. They go down to 2 tanks, but still has them. GG gets called. GG gets called, and Maru takes a 2-0 lead in the series. Ooh, GG, well played. A very messy game. A very messy game here from both players. But again, the biggest blunder here was Cure with those 3 Reapers across the map And I know that a lot was going on. I know there was a lot of chaos ensuing as well. But for Cure to get his Reaper surrounded by SCVs off screen, off camera, you know, for not of the observer, for missing that. But for that to occur, like, that was unacceptable. That was unacceptable. And that's why Maru had such a high worker count in the aftermath of that. That's why he could actually macro into the mid game, or sorry, into the early game with a second CC, because he had so many workers left over from the beginning of the game, more than he should have. GG. GG, well played. With that, we're now getting into game number 3. And again, that should have been like a builder to win from Cure. Like that was... Game 2 is like a mind-breaking game, just because like it should have been a builder to win. Like Cure, he had the defender's advantage, he had the greater tech back at home as well. He went for the counter attack. There was nothing at home to defend for Maru. Like so hopefully Cure, he can shake it off. Hopefully he can shake it off and lock in, because right now he's down 2-0. But hey, the other semis was the same. Cure was up 2-0, and then we forced the ace match. Can Cure do the same? Can he force the ace match, or does it all end here and now? As spawning in the right-hand corner of White Rabbits, we have the blue Terran. For onside, it is Maru. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Terran player. We have the red Terran for Team Liquid. It is Cure. Let's go. Let us go. We're getting into game number 3 here. It could all be over here and now. Now, welcome to White Rabbits. If you remember, as we're going for a 2-rank Reaper. So 2-rank Reaper, it's going to be Cure's turn to proxy. If you remember, when it comes to the beginning of the series, we did assume that both Game 1 and Game 2, Ruby Rock and Tourmaline would be aggressive, and we saw hyper-aggression out of Maru. With that, he gains a 2-0 lead in the series. Now we're getting into larger maps. White Rabbits, Old Republic, Winter Madness. Up next, we have larger maps in the map pool, and despite the size of the map, Cure, he does begin the comeback with a proxy. Now, thankfully for Maru, double gas. Double gas to open out of Maru. This is a very safe way of opening up. Maru, he has the tools to defend. Even if Maru doesn't scout, he has, as long as he has the reaction, then the reaction time to pull away his Reaper, to save the first Reaper, to pull the boys as well, then Maru should be fine. He should defend. So this is a very risky move here by Cure. He's gambling a lot. For those that are curious, because of the double gas opener, that means that Maru should be going for a faster factory. That means that he has faster Hellion production, and that means that the window of time where Cure can kill Maru and do damage has been shortened, because he only has until the Hellion spawns. Now, until the Hellion spawns, Maru, he will have to pull the boys. He has to pull the SCVs to protect his Reaper, to defend, to buy time for the Hellion. In doing so, it's on Maru to micro his workers and to preserve them. When a worker starts getting low on HP, to pull it away, and to save as many workers as he can while pulling the boys to defend against these Reapers. Now, Maru does open a reactor first as well, which will delay his Reaper production. True. He has delayed Reaper production. That will slow Maru down, as Maru has 0 units at the moment. Again, that reactor was greedy. Cure, he reveals, he knows. Yeah, Cure does reveal himself. Now Maru knows. The factory will not finish. Ooh, just barely. Can he delay the factory? Nah, he delays it for a couple of seconds. Meanwhile, gets 1, 2, 3 SCVs. The master repair was not good enough. Oh, a missed call there by Maru, losing 4 workers already. This is going to get a hit. This is already going to get a hit. 5 SCV kills. Oh, and he gets caught. He gets caught as well, and that's too much. That's too much damage already. 5 SCVs and a Reaper as well. We spoke about it. If Maru had good enough reaction times, then he should be able to defend, but this was a poor defense. 7 SCV kills and a Reaper. Yeah, Maru losing far too much. The first Hellion has arrived, but this is already too much damage, and we're still not done. And this is very quickly snowballing out of control. It's very quickly becoming game-ending damage at this point. Yeah, critical damage. 10, 11, 12 SCVs. Again, Maru had the tools to defend, but he did go for the reactor first, so that did slow him down. That did make for a shakier defense. And also, when it came to pulling the boys, it was very messy as well. Very messy, losing far too many workers. With that, Cure, he has a massive advantage, a massive lead. Back at home, Cure can just macro out of this. Maru, he is far behind, to the point where if this was not on stage in the GSL finals, he would have tapped out by now. 100%. If this was not GSL, then we definitely would have seen a tap out. From here, Maru, he's going to try to play this out. He's down over 10 workers, by the way. Down over 10 workers. Does have Hellions, that is true, but over time, Cure will have a Cyclone. And he has a bunker back at home. So Cure is expanding on the high grounds. Maru, he needs to do some counter damage, anything. Pressure's on. Bunker is done. Hellions should not get in. Reapers are going to try to make their way into the mineral line. They will try. And they will fail. Yeah, with that, Reapers are deflected. Curie defends. He can start making Marines inside the main. Yep. This is a very valid thing to do, is he floats the racks into the main base, starts making a Marine to focus on SCVs. Good positioning out of Maru. Good positioning with his own Marine. He's going to try to save that SCV. Cure, can he get it? Ooh, he cannot. Nice control by Maru. Oh, still loses one. Yeah, one SCV still goes down. GG. GG gets called. And with that Cure, he does put a point on the board. He's begun the comeback. The comeback has begun here. And again, this time it was Maru's turn to blunder the defense. Again, it was greedy for him to go for the reactor first. That is true. But also, he was lacking worker micro when it came to pulling the boys, pulling back weakened workers. He tried to repair for a moment there as well. And he just lost too many SCVs. And very quickly, it all snowballed out of control. GG. GG, well played. With that, I believe we're cutting to a break. We did so last time, so we might just cut to a break here to give our players some time. So we're going to be cut to a break, and we're going to be back soon with the remainder of the series. See you soon after the break.
GSL Season 2.
And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the GSL 2026 Season 2 playoffs. We're here in the second semifinals match. Hero is waiting for a Terran opponent. Which Terran opponent, though, we have yet to determine, as we are currently mid-series. Currently, Maru is up 2-1 over Cure, and now we're going to be loading into the Old Republic. Maru, he did begin the series off with a 2-0 lead. Momentum was in favor of Maru. That momentum has been stripped away here in game 3, as Cure, he does put 1 point on the board. And can we force the ace match, or will Maru close it out here and now? Let's go. Let us go. The pressure is on. The pressure is on as we're getting ready here for our next game. Once again, last game we had Cure going for the proxy 2-racks, and Maru does have some room to work with here, some room to breathe, so we may go for another proxy, by the way. Maybe time to proxy as well. We shall see. As up next, we're going to be loading into the Old Republic. The Old Republic is a bit of is one of the larger maps of the map pool. Larger map of the map pool, longer rush distance by ground, has an open and more exposed 3rd and 4th base location, but we'll see if we even get that far. As again, aggression is what we expect out of our TvTs. I will say that on these larger maps, there's a higher chance that we embrace a longer and later game, but so far that is not yet to be the case. We'll see if we eventually get into some mid-game play. We shall see. As the jacket is off, Maru, he's locking in. Yeah, the studio is heating up, as spawning in the right-hand corner of the Old Republic, we have the South Korean Terran player. We have the blue Terran representing onside. It is Maru. And it's spawning in the right-hand corner of the Old Republic, we have the red Terran player. We have the South Korean Terran representing Team Liquid. It is Cure. Let's go. Let us go, as we are going to be settling into our game 4. And again, Maru, he is still 1 game away from claiming the series and advancing on to the grand finals. We'll see if he can make it to those finals. Let's go. Let us go. As for now, no SCV across the map. The workers are back at home. Racks back at home for Maru. Racks back at home for Cure as well. So far, standard openers, no proxies, not this time, not in game 4. So we're calming down after that break, just taking a moment, taking a breath. Taking a breath back. Oh, as we do go for a 2-racks opener. Okay, so for those that are curious, Maru is going for a hard counter. There we go. Oh, my birthday's tomorrow. Let's go. Let's go. And we have some cardboard like cheerfuls, cardboard cheerfuls, a probe, an SCV, and a drone. Let's go. Let's go. With the cheer sticks. There we go. That's what I was looking for. But Maru's going for a 2-racks Reaper opener back at home. For those who are curious, this is supposed to hard counter proxy 2-racks. So Maru, he's going to try to hard counter Cure being hyper aggressive. We can see though that Cure goes for a standard opener. So in the end, this will put Maru behind, but what I will say is that Maru will have potential because of the higher Reaper count to make up for that, to get some economic damage done. So right now the pressure is on Maru to try to equalize. As he does scout, does confirm the CC is already on the way. So again, Cure has a faster command center, he will have the higher SCV count, he will have the better economy, unless Maru does something about it. So the pressure is on Maru. As he is amassing Reapers. He's moving out. Oh, Cure, he's being greedy. Yeah, Cure, he will get the first shot off. 2 shots off even. Yeah, late reaction by Maru. Better trading for... Oh, as Cure, he does take extra volleys towards the end, actually. Yeah, did miss shots himself. So, miscontrol there by Cure. Marine does help defend. Bunker is on the way. But Cure, can he finish up that bunker in time? Likewise, Maru can avoid the natural, and he can dive right into the main. Yeah, bunker's only halfway done. Maru, he will break through. SCV's hit a tank. The initial worker does fall. So big delay on the bunker. We see Cure. He needs that bunker. Ooh, gets one. Oh, that should not have happened. That should not have happened. Miscontrol by Maru, losing one of the Reapers. Ay, ay, ay. With that, the bunker will finish, and Cure is holding. Cure is holding so far. Cure has had the better trade. He will shoot first as well. Yeah, he does shoot first. Ooh, kills a second Reaper. Oh, God. And remember, Cure already has the economic lead over Maru. His CC is finished. So Cure, he already has the greater economy, and now he is out trading Maru in the Reaper battle as well. So straight up Cure, he's outplaying, and Maru, when behind, third CC. Maru, he's rushing into a third CC in the main base, so Maru, he's cutting a lot of corners, and he's being very, very greedy here, but he has to do something to catch up in this game. And clearly, damage, economic damage is not going to be the case. Like, he cannot do any economic damage. He has taken too many losses already. So Maru, he cannot stifle his opponent, so he's going to try to take a lead with that faster third base. Oh, meanwhile, Hyperflight Rotor Banshees. Okay, are we going into mech? Going into Banshees in this kind of way typically coincides with mech. So curious to see where Cure takes us. See what I did there? God damn it. God damn it. For now, though. For now, third CC. A little bit later here from Cure. A little bit later. And we'll see what kind of damage Cure can get done. Show us what you got. As the initial Reapers are moving out. Sorry, the Banshees are moving out. Kept saying Reaper. Meanwhile, we can see that it's not going to be mech. We do see Cure, he does go for Stim. Stim is on the way, and a second and third ranks as well. So Cure, he's going High Flight Rotor Banshee into bio tank, not into mech. Okay. So I was curious, just because we often do see mech alongside commitment into Banshees. Not happening here though. Still bio. Now, the downside, of course, is this will eat into the Raven counts, so Maru will have the Raven advantage. This will be worth of a Cure, though, if he can kill some SCVs. If he can deal economic damage, this will make up for it. Banshee still amassing, getting up to 2 Banshees. You see the Observer point out that Stim is on the way. Oh. And here we go. As Banshees, they make their way into the main base. They're making their way in. Likewise, Maru not quite in position. SCVs will go down. The question becomes, how many? How many worker kills? He gets 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5 SCV kills so far. Very nice damage. Auto turret will zone. Losing up to 7, disrupting the production as well. 8 workers going down. Maru, who was already behind, and now falling further behind. Now, once again, at least, Maru has the third CC. True. That third base does allow Maru to try to catch back up, and Cure confirms. Yeah, he does scout the third base. Oof. Cashing out more workers. Ay, ay, ay. Maru getting torn apart. He's ready in the main, but he will lose another SCV, getting punished for his greed. Remember, the third CC was so that Maru could catch up, but he's being punished so hard for it. 12 SCV kills. Cure now is pushing. He wants to go for the kill. He wants to go for the throat. He's pushing towards the third base. Vikings will hunt down these Banshees as the Banshees are falling. One Banshee finally goes down. There's the disable. Nice lock on. Second Banshee falls as well, and the third base is denied. Denies the third CC. At least it survives, though. There's no kill, right? There's no kill in the command center, at least. And Maru still has a threatening army. Ravens, they spent a lot of energy earlier on the auto turrets. Cure, he only has one tank. And I believe that's within range of the CC. Oh. He gets caught. Hot pickup. Very nice pickup. Cure pulls away. Cure, he does pull away. Does back off. Oh, getting overstimmed. Nice armor shred here on the main army. And Curie's racing back. Tank does siege. Curie can now take a fight. Again, he's been stimming a lot. And Maru cashing out 7 Marines. And as it settles, Curie still maintains a better economy. That is true, but it's not a massive lead. He's up by 6 workers. I said something earlier, and I'll re-emphasize it here as well. A big advantage that Maru has moving forward is the Raven count. Maru has 2 Ravens, Curie still has 0. Like, there's a lot of potential with those Ravens, with disables, with armor shreds, with auto turrets as well. Don't forget that. So even if Curie has a larger army, like, depending on how the Ravens are utilized, Maru can still take a fight. Even here, Curie threatening a boost, but Vikings that will zone. Curie is denied, and Maru, he's stabilizing. Curie is still ahead, but Maru is slowing things down. Slowing the game down. Oh, breaks the lock. Cute micro by Cure. Breaks the lock on. Does not get the Cyclone. As Maru's double expanding, getting a 4th and a 5th CC at the same time. Building up his army. On the one hand, yes, Cure does have that army supply lead, but again, due to the Ravens, and also when it comes to positional play, like, you can still make up for being down 20, 30 army supply in TvT. As Maru's just turtling. He's just turtling on up. Securing his ramps, getting in position. Does secure. Meanwhile, Cure with that army advantage wants to make use of it. He's pushing towards the third base. And can he break through those Ravens? Can he break through the siege line? He sims in. He does go for the stim. Bold move. There are no Marines, though. Yeah, no Marines, no buffer, no support. 1, 2, 3, 4 tanks going to be going down. Heavy losses for Maru as he will lose every single tank. The Ravens, they do nothing. Oh, my God. Yeah, the Ravens were a non-factor. Marines out of position, and Cure, he has broken the third. He's broken the third base, and we're looking to force the ace match. Again, Maru, he was playing from behind from the beginning here with the initial 2-act Reaper opener. That led into Maru being greedy, going for the third CC, and that led into Cure dealing devastating damage with those Banshees. And now there's 1 tank left. The final tank goes down. Yeah, 0 tanks remaining for Maru, and Curie snowballs out of control. He breaks through the main army, now pushing towards the natural base. Doesn't even need to be honest. He could just back off and claim his 4th. Nice disables here by Maru. Does mass disable, the best fight that Maru could hope for. Despite that, he will still not have enough. GG gets called, and Cure, he will tie up the series. We're going to game 5. GG. GG, well played again. Maru, his Marines were out of position. On top of that, he had the smaller army as well. Yes, he had all those Ravens, but the Ravens, he was not able to make use of them. No, there were no auto turrets to buy time. There was no armor shred in the Marines either. The Ravens did nothing in that initial defense. GG. GG, well played. And with that, we're going to game 5. Cure has momentum, but never count Maru out. Never count him out. Even if Cure was favored coming into this, like, Maru is still a very strong player, and he can get very scrappy as well. That is where he thrives. We saw that in the first 2 games, right? We saw the early game hyper-aggression. We saw Cure making mistakes in the early game as well. That is where Maru can thrive and where he can bring Cure down. We'll see how this all ends, though. We'll see how this ends as we load into game number 5. The ace match. Going to be on Winter Madness. Again, very large map of the map pool. Defensive bases as well. Defensive bases, larger map, macro-oriented, but plenty of proxy locations. True. Because of the size, a lot of places to proxy. Is any player willing to cheese and proxy in the ace match? When everything's on the line, who has the balls to do so, Pappy? If anyone. We might not, or he might. I would not be surprised if Maru goes for like a proxy 2x, by the way. That's kind of what I'm alluding to. That's would not be surprised. But we'll see. We'll see if anyone does take that chance as we are getting into the ace match. Let's go. As spawning in the top left-hand corner of Winter Madness, we have the blue Terran player. We have the South Korean Terran for onside. It is Maru. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have its opponent. We have the red Terran player from South Korea representing Team Liquid. It is Cure. Here we go. We've made it all the way to the ace match, all the way to game 5. That is the last. That is what we wanted, at least. That's the least that we wanted. Is the ace match. We made it to game 5, and here come the SCVs. Now, as I mentioned, I would not be surprised if Maru were to proxy this game, and interestingly enough, Maru he does go for 1 Rax at home and 1 across the map. Now, the last time we saw this, as we do have Chicago Loves Maru, we have just kidding, I live here. Oh, that's Gemini. Hey, that's Gemini. Gemini on the right. It's GG. Sorry, I misspoke. I missaid his name. It's old mate GGE Mini. True. E Mini's in the chat, so in the crowd, in the audience. But if you remember, we did see this last on Ruby Rock, right? We saw Maru go for the proxy Churax previously on Ruby Rock, so we'll see if we can do it again, assuming he does go for a 1 base all-in into a proxy factory as well. But as opposed to Ruby Rock, this time Cure SCV Scouts. Okay. He's going for the SCV. I mean, he won't see anything because there should be a full wall on top of the ramp. Should be. Even if there isn't, he will see all the gases. You can see Maru faking an expand. Does fake the expand. Curie's here to delay a base that is not coming. Oof. Back at home, double gas. Double gas, faster factory. Safe build here by Cure. Once again, Cure should be fine. He has the tools to defend, but it comes down to the execution. Just like last time. Meanwhile, I believe Maru, he does not have an SCV in position for the factory. So this is a 2x Reaper opener, but this is not turning into a 1 base all-in like we saw previously. We can see Cure is checking for the proxy. Checking the standard locations. Has to be careful. The SCV is going to be hidden on the right-hand side. He's going for it. He's going for the same build. He's going for the all-in. And Curie finds 1 Rax, but he does not find the other. He does not find the factory specifically. But this is the same build that we saw in Ruby Rock. 1 base all-in out of Maru. Boys are being pulled. Again, it's on Cure to minimize worker losses, to minimize damage. So far, he's holding on. CC on the high ground. Hellion is on the way. So far, this is okay for Cure, but Cure, he needs to recognize that this is an all-in. Last time he had some miscontrol. This time, we're going to lock in, Pappy. As the worker does recheck, no expand. No expands. Full wall. Limited vision, limited information here by Cure. But again, the series influences this game, is the issue. Is that Cure, he's seen this before, and last time, it was an all-in, so that should be in the back of his mind. Should be. As a 1 base all-in 2-on-1. Remember, this led into Liberator Viking to support the tank. As the tank is on the horizon. Maru's going to take a massive volley to the face. Oh no! Oh my god, yeah, massive Hellion volley. Oh, Maru, he takes it all to the face. 3 Reapers go down. Heavy losses for Maru. Sorry, 4 Reapers go down. And that might just be game. That's going to trigger a counterattack. Heavy losses for Maru. He checked with the face. He face checked the ramp. Ay. This is a PSA for those people in the chat. Don't face check, baby. Don't face check. We get a full scout as well. Curie finds the proxy, confirms the 1 base all in. With that, Maru, he attempts to transition back at home. Cure, can he take this fight? Can he camp the Cyclone? Yeah, the Medivac will save whatever units we can. Cyclone does well. Ooh, Hellion goes down. Late reaction out of Maru, losing a Hellion and losing a Reaper as well. So once again, heavy losses out of Maru. And Cure's going for the counterattack. He's going for the main base. There shouldn't be anything at home to defend. There should be maybe one Marine. The Reapers, they should go in. And this time, Cure should not get surrounded by SCVs. Don't fail me, Cure. Fool me once. Never fool me again. Let's go. No, God. So the SCVs are pulled. This time doesn't get surrounded. This time, thankfully, there is a Cyclone to defend, but workers are still falling. 3 or 4 SCV kills. Just 3. Delays the CC. And with that, Cure has a massive lead. He's up a base. He's up in workers. He's up in tech. He's up in production. Maru, he rebuilt the tech lab. Rebuilt the tech lab. Takes a little to the face. Wrong game, I guess. Nah, that's StarCraft as well. We came the production. Curie catches the Viking. He wants to catch the tank as well. Maru, he has to fight. He has to save his production. No, the tank. Yeah, the tank is going to go down. Massive pickoff. Cure bullying Maru here. Wulu's a Hellion. But once again, we'll hunt down the factory. At the same time, we can see Maru going for a counterattack. What do we have back at home to defend? Show us the defenses back at home. Never mind, because Maru, he's going to try to engage with the main army. Does attempt to engage. Factory burns down. There's a tank defensively back at home, and Cure, he is miles ahead. He's miles ahead back. Now, is there a way to recover? There is a world where maybe Cure miscontrols his army and he gets caught, like unsieged and maybe pushing up a ramp and we get extra shots going off from Maru. Like, there's a world where, like, but at the same time, like, Maru is heavily reliant on Cure making some massive mistakes. Otherwise, Cure should just snowball out of control. Just walk across the map. Just A move, pappy. Send it. Just A move across. Nothing to worry about. There's one Cyclone, couple Marines. Maru coming in for the lock-on. Locks onto the tank. Lock-on is broken. Cure getting within range, and GG gets called. GG gets called. Cure, he will claim the series 3-2, knocking Maru out of GSL. GG. Whew, GG, well played. Cure does it again. 3 series in a row. Again, Cure, he beat Maru at EWC. He beat Maru at GSL Season 1, and now he beats Maru at GSL Season 2. Again, it's been quite some time since Maru has taken a series off of Cure. It's been over a year, and Cure, his reign of dominance continues over Maru. GG. GG, well played. What I will say, though, is shout out to Maru because he made this series quite closer than previously. With the initial 2-0 lead with hyper-aggressive builds. Again, that is where Maru did thrive, but those games did inform Cure coming into the rest of the series. I mentioned it earlier, but coming into this final ace match here, because we already saw this build in the series on Ruby Rock, this already mentally prepares Cure for this kind of game. Remember, when Cure first went up against us on Ruby Rock, Cure made a lot of mistakes. He made a lot of mistakes where he otherwise shouldn't have initially because of that surprise factor, because he was caught with his pants down, he was caught off guard. This time, his belt was on, right? Because we saw the same build in the same series, Cure, he was much better prepared when it comes to scouting, when it comes to rescouting, checking the location, army control as well, army positioning. Cure, he was much more locked in the second time around. GG. GG, well played. But again, shout out to Maru for again forcing the ace match and making this a series, making this a back and forth. Otherwise, Cure will claim it 3-2. And with that, we have our grand finals. It is going to be a best of 7 between Cure and Hero. Let's go. Let's go. We're going to be going on a break. When we come back, grand finals are upon us. See you soon. Oh.